You need to hear from God yourself. Because nowadays, prophets, they tell you what you want to hear, not what come from God. For example, I think 2015, 2016, I was going to this church, Sunday church. I needed a job. And then this pastor called me and say, God say, before end of this November, we're in November, and before end of this November, you'll be having job. Many people in the church, they were so happy, they were clapping, dancing. 6 months later, I didn't have a job. So you need to seek God for yourself. God can speak to you. Yeah, I can testify to that. God has spoken to me, and everything He said, most of them already I received them. And then another time, they told me something. That thing never happened. Don't waste your time. I have a friend of mine. She wanted to travel. She says she's gonna ask the man of God what God think about that. I'm like, no, you better sit down, pray for it. God is gonna speak to you about it. My friends, don't let people elevate themselves because how you hold them. You hold them more than how you hold your own God. You treat them like they are God. You treat them like they are special than you. We are all equal in front of God's eyes. So why treat your apostle, father in the house, more special person? You carry their purses. Some of them, they have bodyguard. What they are afraid of if they are men of God, really? Why they have a bodyguard? God will protect you. That bodyguard cannot do anything if something happen. If God should enter that church, all of them, they will run away, you will stand there. But when God is standing next to you, you will disappear in front of those gangsters. Stop praising people, praising God. Just seek God for yourself. Another example I like to do. Let's say you're watching your favorite show and they go on the commercial break. Comes this annoying advertising. What you do? You mute it, right? That is what I do. So I take that advertising or that thing I had as a Satan. When I pray, I say, God, like how I mute this advertising, mute Satan's mouth, shut him up. I don't want to hear any voice from him or anything. All I need is your voice, nothing else. I invite you today, my friends, call God to shut Satan's voice so you can hear clearly the voice of God. Seek God for yourself. One day I had a problem with one of my friends. She said, oh, I'm gonna call men of God in Congo. We are in Canada. And I'm gonna ask him to ask God who's correct or who's wrong. I just laugh. You know why I was laughing? I'm like, you take your men of God like they're your God. Why can't go on your knees and ask God who's right or what happened between us? Stop praising people. I'm begging you. You made them also derivate themselves more than how. You meet with them, you're almost kneeling, but when you pray, you stand. Kneel before your God, not your apostle, not doctors, not whatever you call him. Stop praising people. Praise God. Elevate the name of God. Nowadays, people, they don't do anything without seeking men of God. They are servants of God. Some of them, maybe they call themselves. God never called them. They take it as a business. Because whatever they want, you give your whole saving. I think it's 2013, I believe, or I can't remember, many years ago. I was going to this church, and they come men of God, say, oh, God said, give a seed equal to this year. Give a seed of $2013. I'm like, what the heck? I just sit there, watch people clean their bank because the men of God said, or God say, empty your bank. But you can't help your neighbors. You can't help your family back home. You can't visit somebody who's sick. You're gonna give men of God because God say when you give a seed, you're gonna get more money than what you have. So many people, they empty their saving account. The following month, they were running out of church like no one is business. Why? Because they put their trust in men, in human like me and you. They didn't trust God. I give you a testimony how God asked me to give somebody the last money I had on my account. I obey because I heard from God, not from any apostle or doctor or whatever you call them. Guess what happened with the following month or following week? God replaced that money, multiply by 4. Multiply, not plus. That's why I say God will bless you. He doesn't use addition. He uses multiplication. So my friends, seek God for yourself. Hear from God for yourself. You may say, oh, maybe Satan may confuse me. Yeah, how he confuse you? He can confuse that man of God or woman of God, how you call them. They tell you wrong things. How about you go on your knees, pray, cry to God, tell God to shut Satan's mouth up so we don't hear any wrong voice. And God will do it for you. I have so many testimony about that. Always when I'm like confused, I go on my knees and say, God, I beg of you, shut Satan's mouth up. I want to hear only your voice. I encourage you today, as a conclusion, seek God for yourself. Call upon God. Stop sitting and waiting for what men of God is going to tell you. They will tell you what you want to hear, not what God say. Enjoy your day, my friend. Remember, God loves you. He loves you so much. Bye for now.